Welcome to the prompt payment instructions for primes and subcontractors. At this point, you already have your Astrover project user account, and we'll be logging into the website. I provided the link here, and you can actually have a shortcut on your desktop or wherever you prefer. I'm going to copy and paste that into my browser. You'll be prompted for what account to log in. If you have logged in previously, you'll be able to select the account that you need in order to log into Astrover Project. If you haven't logged in before, you'll need to use another account and follow the instructions. Here I'm just entering my password, signing in, and being able to say yes or no, either is acceptable. At this point, I'm now into the Astrover Project website. This is called our dashboard. And you can see a couple key areas that you want to pay attention to here. If you do need technical support, you are able to email at this address. If you need to file a ticket, you can also do that as well. There's a slight difference between these two. This email address is going to be for more of the business questions that you might have, whereas if you click for the ticket, you're going to get more technical support, which would be really closer to dealing with issues that might occur within the Astrover project application itself. The other part of the dashboard that we'll pay attention to at this point is the contractor overview section. And this will be displaying only the contracts that you have access to through your account. So in this case, I'm logged in as BX Civil and Construction Incorporated. So I'm the prime on this particular contract. You can see I also have one other contract that I have access to. In this case, I'm not the prime on that one. I am actually then a subcontractor on that. So I only do have access though to the contracts and projects where I have access. I'm going to go ahead and click into my contract here, and we'll start entering a prompt payment. So once I've clicked into here, it's displaying here the list of estimates that have been completed on this contract. So I'm going to scroll to the bottom for a demonstration and be able to click on my first estimate. You can see some of the other information about it over here. On the general tab, it'll give me additional information. So I can see the amount that was paid, type of estimate, any previous amount paid, and to date. On the right side, you can see for this estimate, the period start date and the period end date. And then here's one of the dates that you do want to make sure to pay attention to. This is the date the payment was made. So it's the actual date that, in this case, NDOT paid the prime contractor. And that'll be the begin date for when the system is calculating the number of days between when the prime was paid and then when you paid the subcontractor. The next tab over here is the items tab. This shows the items that were on a given estimate. You can currently see that it's filtered only to payments on for this period, which if you want to see all the items, you can go ahead and open it up. But that does help you narrow it down to see who was actually paid or the items that were paid on a given estimate. On your subcontractors tab, you'll be able to see any payments that have been created. In this case, I've already created one payment to Rutchins, and I'm going to go ahead and add a second payment. So to do that, I will click on the Add Subcontract Payment from Prime link. I'll search for the payee that I want to add. And I'll actually create this one for, let's say, TrafCon. I'll give it a payee payment number, and this is just a sequential number in order to be able to identify which payment this is. You can make more than one payment to a given contractor. The paid date, this is the date paid, is the date that you want to be able to use for the actual date that you paid the subcontractor. This will be what's used in calculating the number of days between when you were paid and when the subcontractor was paid. Our paid amount. If you were using retainage, you could be able to enter the retainage held or retainage released. You can only do one or the other per payment that's created. The withholding indicator, this can be used to when you are withholding dollars from a given subcontractor. Before you actually enter this here into the system, though, you do want to make sure that you have contacted the construction office to let them know that you're doing the withholding, make sure it's approved, and you've been able to talk through the details of what needs to be done there. And then once you've done that, when you're creating this payment, now you can come in, document it properly, and be able to have the information that you need. We've also allowed for a general comment section here at the bottom where you can enter additional comments. My payment's complete, so I am going to go back up to the top and click Save. Now this payment has been entered. It hasn't been signed. So at this point, I'm going to actually step back and show you what it looks like on the subcontract payments tab. You can see now I have a signed payment and I have an unsigned payment. This one here is not considered complete until it is signed. And if TrafCon was actually a subcontractor that was paying additional subcontractors, then they wouldn't be able to use this payment until you as the prime have signed it. Now in this case, for Rutgens, they do have additional subcontractors underneath them. And Doug is going to take you through the process here for being able to create a payment as a subcontractor. So he'll be coming in as Rutgens and take you through that process now.
Okay, right now I am logged in as an external subcontractor in Rutgens. On the home page, you'll see all the links available, and down below you'll see contract overview, where it'll list all the contracts that you are listed as a sub for. For this demo purposes, I'm going to select contract 8864. And on this page, it will list all the estimates that will be available for you to select subcontracts for. So I'm going to select estimate number 1, which takes me to the contract payment summary page and our subcontract payments. So what you'll do here is you'll see that the prime has made a payment to Rutgens. And from here, once this payment has been signed as a sub for Rutgens, I can go in and select add a new payment from a payee, because Rutgens is the payee. I'll go in here and I will enter in the sub that I want to pay, type in the name, select payee payment number, and this is my first one, so I'll put 1, the date paid, which is today's date, the payment amount, only for $1,000. You can enter in a retainage dollars held if there is any, retainage released, or withholding indicator. If there is any general comments that you would like to enter, you can enter anything down below. From here, I'm going to hit the Save button, which there it goes through. It says that Rutgens is paying horizontal boring the amount of $1,000. From here, you can go in and then sign that subcontract payment. Verify information, my user, the date. You're verifying that you're paying horizontal boring in the amount below. Hit the next. You can enter comments in here if you'd like, or just sign that payment. From there, you can go back to contract payments, subcontract payments, and you'll notice there it is, the payment that was just made the user, who the payee is, and it was signed on this date.
All right, thank you, Doug. Appreciate you going through that and showing us the subcontractor method. The final part that I want to take you through today is actually back on the home screen. All the information that we've shared today is also available in the quick reference guides. So back here on the dashboard, you can click quick reference guides. You'll go to the contractor tab. And finally, you can click on the prompt payment instructions for primes and subcontractors. And once you're in this document, you can go through and see all the additional details about the process and how to do your prompt payments.